Dr. Suresh Naik is former Group Director of ISRO joining us. Pramod Kale is former ISRO scientist. Arvind Paranjpe is Director, Planetarium Nehru Center, and Gohar Raza is also an Indian scientist. I do thank all of you for joining us. Let me go across to Dr. Suresh Naik first. It will be a few tense days, isn't it? Because there are multiple stages left and we'll only know the progress of the success towards the end of August when the landing is supposed to take place. And that's the mark at which we failed last time. What do you think will be the most crucial stage from now on?
Well, actually, I will say the first important and crucial stage of putting the spacecraft in the orbit precisely at the right altitude and with the right velocity that has been obtained. And heartiest congratulations to the ISRO scientists.
Yes.
And in being an ex-ISRO scientist, and whole India will be very proud of it. Okay, because you can see that it was a giant Bahubali vehicle and everything went as per the copybook style, clinical style, and there was absolutely no deviation.
Okay.
And as it was mentioned, actually, this particular vehicle has so many improvements have been made, and the quality and the reliability has been increased so much now that it is human rated. That means it is ready for the Gaganyaan mission.
Okay.
You know, so that is the most important thing in the beginning. And now, of course, we have to do orbit raising.
Yes.
At present, it is in the lowest point from the Earth is about 170 kilometers, but that will more or less remain same. And the farther point has to be increased. And another thing is the velocity with which it was launched in the orbit right now is 10.2 kilometers per second. But that we have to increase it to 11.2 kilometers per second. Then only it will leave the Earth's orbit and it will start going towards moon. That is called escape velocity. Okay, so I'm sure that that thing will happen in a week or 10 days, and then it will start its journey towards moon. That is called a translunar orbit. Okay, and afterwards the most crucial, the second crucial stage is lunar insertion.
Yes.
So you see, what we have to do is escape velocity of the moon is much less than Earth's velocity. So if you want to successfully insert our spacecraft into the lunar orbit, then we have to lower the velocity actually to less than escape velocity of moon. And then the moon will capture our spacecraft into its orbit. And then since that orbit will be elliptical and its apogee, farthest point from the moon, will be too high, we have to bring it closer to moon. And here the process is reversed. And by firing the engines properly, we will reduce its orbit. Finally, it should settle down in 100-kilometer circular orbit around moon. So that will be next important stage.
Right.
And afterwards, another important stage will be separation of the propulsion module from the lander module, right? So that will be done by propulsion module. And incidentally, I wanted to mention one more thing.
Yes.
Now onwards, in fact, about 10 minutes before the launch onwards, everything is computerized. Okay, till the lander lands on the moon, the rover comes out, and then of course there will be semi-autonomous human intervention also will be there from the Earth station. Okay, so what I was saying is the second important point was the separation.
Yes, absolutely. That has been the crucial stage
of the lander.
In the past where we did not succeed. Let me bring in, and for opening comments, all of our other guests as well. Pramod Kale, I'm coming to you. How proud is the Indian space scientist community today? What does this mean for you?
I think it's a fantastic achievement which has happened today, and this will be giving us very good important information regarding the surface of the moon, how the heat transfer will take place, how if there is any earthquake or quake activity on the moon. Also, with the laser retroreflector which has been put there, we will be able to actually get a very much better and accurate distance measurement from Earth to the moon. And that actually will tell us as to how the orbits are changing and how it could impact on the tides which are taking place in the sea also. So scientifically, this particular mission will give us very much needed information regarding the surface of the moon. And since we are going very close to the south pole of the moon, it should actually give us some indication whether what has been suspected, whether we could actually find either liquid water or
yes.
ice also in
Yes.
those particular shaded areas.
Yes,
So this will
absolutely.
be a very good opportunity to get this kind of an information. And I know that a large number of changes have been done for the lander particularly, so that it is now much more robust. It has a much larger amount of fuel availability, and the software has been fully updated. And with the orbiter of the Chandrayaan 2, we have got very good data regarding the landing site, and that data will be utilized. And therefore, in this particular mission, there is no specific orbiter, and yet the propulsion module, which will remain in the lunar orbit, will give us very good idea regarding the sunlight that gets reflected from the surface of the Earth. Because Earth is the only known planet where we have got life on the planet, and from those particular signatures, we will be able to learn if we have to look for planets outside of the solar system.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So two important things you've mentioned. Of course, the importance of the south pole of the moon, because it's uncharted, but everybody wants to know, and this is why this will be important for the entire world.